national movement? Fine record. See, our syllabus is national movement. Hello, students, participants. Syllabus is national movement. In the last class, we discussed what were the aspects we discussed. In last class, we discussed the moderate phase, extremist phase, and also Home Rule movement, World War I, and Hindu Mahasabha, Muslim League. All these lessons we completed. Now today, a lesson is the non-cooperation movement, Gandhian era, third phase of the national movement, Gandhian era, third phase of national movement, Gandhian era. So, third phase of national movement, Gandhian era. Third phase of national movement from 1900. Hello? Hello, students, are you able to listen? Hello, students? Hello? Yes, today, national movement, non-cooperation movement. This is led by the Gandhiji. Here, in the last class, we discussed and also World War I. As a result of Home Rule movement, World War I, Mountag Chelmsford reforms, 1919 Act came into existence, provincial diarchy, and at center, increasing of Indian association. These were the aspects we discussed. Today, national movement are the third phase of national movement. First phase, moderate phase. Second phase is extremist extremist movement. The third phase is Gandhian era. Then who was Gandhi? Gandhi was born in 1869 on October 2nd at Porbandar in Gujarat. And after completion of his law degree in England, he came and practiced at Bombay, but it was not successful practice. So that is the reason he gone to South Africa. Then there at South Africa, there in South Africa, due to these racialist policies of the South African government towards the labor who are working in the South Africa, indentured labor in the South African industries and in also in the plantation industries. So here, ill treatment was given to the people of India in the South Africa by South African government and the rationalist policies, and sharing. So what anything else, Ajay? So here, this way Gandhiji is gone to South Africa, and there he has taken up the issues of there was no voting right. The Indian indentured labor living in the low wages and harsh treatment, discrimination in all aspects, ill treatment. These are all against this. Gandhiji emerged as a leader of South Africa people, Indian people, and there he launched a Satyagraha movement for removing the grievances of the people of South Africa. Used Satyagraha, non-violence, truth-based movement in Africa, South Africa. There he succeeded. Thus, 1893 to 1913. Up to this period, he became a leader of the South African Indians and removed the grievance of those people by the weapon of new weapon of satyagraha, non-violent method used. Then in 1915 he came to India. In 1 year he toured. He was he took the Gopal Krishna Gokhale as his guru and toured whole India to know the situation of India. Then Gandhiji, by 1916, he established Sabarmati Ashram at Gujarat. Porbandar, at Gujarat, Sabarmati Ashram. He established. Thereafter, 1917, first he took up the issue of the peasants at Champaran. Champaran issue, peasants issue, means rights issue. First he took up. Because Champaran, what was Bihar? In Champaran was located in Bihar. In Bihar, Champaran, what was indigo plantation owners? Foreigners, Europeans were forcing the Indian to grow some part of land as a indigo plantation and sell it.
Sir, page number చెప్పండి sir. Page number.
Page number. Here the unit is non-cooperation movement, Gandhian era. Not page number. Unit is 8th unit. In the next block, block 3, 8th unit, non-cooperation movement led by the Gandhiji. Ravali. Non-cooperation movement led by the Gandhiji. That is the
82, sir. Sir, 82, sir. Sir, 82, sir.
Unit 8th.
82, sir. 82, page number.
Page number, see, page number I am not having book. Page number is not known. Unit 8, non-cooperation movement. Next block. Block 1 is completed. Block 2 is completed up to 7th lesson. Our 8th lesson is block 3. Non-cooperation movement led by the Gandhiji. Non-cooperation Khilafat movement. See the contents. You will get the page number. See the contents page, lesson number page. Then you will get the page number. So here next block, non-cooperation and Khilafat movement. Have you got the unit? Non-cooperation and Khilafat movement led by the Gandhiji, Gandhian era. So here Gandhiji first took up the issue of the peasants where at Champaran. Indigo plantation. Indigo plantation here, indigo plantation was first in the Bengal. 1859 and 60, there was a revolt, indigo revolt in Bengal area against the indigo plantation owners. So due to that, indigo plantation was banned here in Bengal. Or else indigo plantation rice were liberated from that indigo plantation owners from Bengal. But here in Bihar, that was cultivating by the European planters, enforcing the Indian rights to cultivate some of the land, some portion of the land, and sell to those products of indigo. Indigo means blue color powder. Indigo plant giving blue color powder, that's Nilimandu. So that was a loss to the rights. So the rights were protested. However, Europeans were forcing. But by hearing the Gandhiji popularity through the Satyagraha movement, non-cooperation, non-violence movement of South Africa, and Bihar people, Rajendra Prasad and other people came to the Gandhiji, requested him to come to the Bihar area, Champaran area, to look after the grievances of the indigo planters. there in the Champaran. So Gandhiji came to Champaran along with the Congress leaders. When Gandhiji came to Champaran area, the officers are prohibited him not to enter into this area. If you enter into this area, people will raise the agitation. So prohibited not to enter into this area. Prohibition orders are issued against the entering of the Gandhiji at Champaran. So in spite of that, he entered into Champaran area. Then automatically the officers, administrators appointed in the discussion, appointed a committee. In that committee, Gandhiji was also member of the committee, so that based on the committee recommendations, the indigo issue of Champaran issue became successful. Rights were liberated from that indigo. Rights were given freedom either to grow indigo or not. That way, rights were liberated first time through the movement of the Gandhiji. Then next one movement is where at Ahmedabad there was a movement. Agitation was going by the industrial workers against the industrial owners, capitalist industrial owners. They were paying less salaries to the industrial workers. Then Ahmedabad mill workers strike was going on against the mill owners. That was ultimately going towards the violence. At that circumstances, Gandhiji took up the issue of the workers. Workers demanded 35% of increasing of their salary. Gandhi took up this issue, and also through his satyagraha, non-violent method way, fast till to the death. Yes, took up the fast. Due to the fast of Gandhiji, great leader of India. So Bombay, Ahmedabad mill workers mill owners came forwarded and started dialogue with the Gandhiji and agreed to increase their worker salary up to the 35%. What the workers were demanded earlier. This way, Gandhiji solved the industrial workers' problem. Another issue at Kheda in Gujarat. Here also, Kheda in Gujarat, here also peasant problem. Here government is, there was a famine condition in Kheda. Government is not remitting or not removing the government taxes. Even famine condition and forcibly collecting the revenue taxes by the government. Against this forcible collection, because of the famine condition prevailed there, due to the famine condition, so peasants were unable to pay. So on behalf of peasants, Gandhi took up the issue of Kheda. Then government came forward, appointed a committee under that discussion dialogue. Whoever is not able to pay the taxes, then government will not go in a forced way to collect the tax. According to, if there is a capacity, they can pay, otherwise they cannot pay. That was agreed. Thus, Gandhiji became successful in Kheda, solving the issues of peasants. Thus, Gandhiji solved the issues of the Kheda Satyagraha, Champaran Satyagraha, Ahmedabad mill workers and owners in between the conflict. The three conflicts he has successfully solved. And thus he became a mass leader of the rights, leaders of the workers, industrial workers, and also peasants' rights. Peasants means rights. Thus he became a mass leader. Gandhiji, see, though he is an educated, Western educated, he has identified with the masses with not wearing the upper cloth, bare body. without having any cloth, identified with the poorest of poor of India, and taking up the issue of the poorest of the poor of India. Thus, he became a leader. Thus, by 1920, Balagangadhar Tilak was also died, stalwart leader. There was no stalwart leader, though intellectuals were there. Motilal Nehru, others are there. But intellectuals are not capturing the masses. The mass leader, Balagangadhar Tilak, was died by 1920. But there was no mass leader. Thus, Gandhiji was elected as a leader of the Indian National Congress. Thus, Gandhiji became a mass leader. Gandhi became a leader of the peasants, workers, and also poorest of the poor man attracted the Gandhiji. Moreover, Gandhiji method. See here, method is what type of method? Satyagraha method. Satyagraha means what? Satyagraha means not to injure opponent, injure ourselves, bearing the injuriness to ourselves, not to injure other persons, not to beat others. Satyagraha means it is a bearing the ourselves, what you call fast or until to death. That is Satyagraha. And that issue must be truth-based. Truth. There should be some truth. Not anything. All issues. Issue must be a truth-based one. And also non-violent way. Turning the, see, each human being is having two souls. Outer soul and inner soul. Outer soul might be with human, but inner soul is always human. Humanism is there. See, in each human being, humanism is there. Whichever, in humanism, both are combined in human being. If it is humanism is dominating, that fellow is called as a cruel. Humanism is dominated, that fellow is a mild and human being, humanist, that charity person. That way. Each quality, both qualities are combined in each human being. That was realized by Gandhiji. So that is way. Through his Satyagraha, truth-based, non-violent method way, turning the opponent towards his side is easy way to the masses to follow the Gandhiji. It is not a violent method. The authorities will not beat him because it is a non-violent method. It is a simple educational method. Simple education, non-violent, truth-based issue, satyagraha-based way of method of education. So it is easy to masses. So that is the masses, all students, women, all became followers of Gandhiji. At the same moment, Khilafat issue also. At the same moment, Satyagraha and all India wide method, Gandhiji first time Satyagraha method is Satyagraha weapon is used all India wide, where it against the Rowlatt Act, all India wide Satyagraha method used at Rowlatt against the Rowlatt Act. What is that? Rowlatt was a law member, introduced a act that is called Rowlatt Act. Under this act, any person, any Indian could be arrested, imprisoned in the jail without producing in front of the court or in front of the judge till to the longer years according to wish and will of the government. That is against the Habeas Corpus Act. Each person, whoever is arrested in 24 hours, he should be produced in front of the court. That is against the Habeas Corpus Act, against civil rights of the people. This was civil rights, human rights were there in the American War of Independence, American Constitution, French Revolution, respected the civil rights, but here also. Why not? Under this defense laws is World War I period, defense laws was there. Under the defense laws, any person could be arrested and imprisoned in jail without trial. But World War I is over by 18, so that the Rowlatt Act, a new act is enforced to arrest any person, any Indian person, whoever is opposing the government, imprisoned in the jail till to wish of the government, the will of the government, without producing in front of the court. That was a Rowlatt Act. Against this, Gandhiji, it is against the civil rights. So Gandhiji gave call for all India Hartal, agitation against the Rowlatt Bill, passing of bill. 6th April, all over India, Hartal agitation observed. Bandh is occurred all over India. On 6th April, some of the Punjabi leaders, Satyapal and Kichulu, who are observed Bandh, was arrested. Dr. Kichulu and Satyapal arrested. Their Punjabi leaders are arrested and put in the jails by Punjabi government, provincial government. Against this, on 13th April, all Punjabi leaders, Congress leaders and others Punjabi leaders were gathered at Jallianwala Bagh place. Jallianwala Bagh place, that was a place surrounded by the buildings. Only one exit is there. That exit was mass gathered area, or the only one exit outlet is there. In that, when the people are gathered in Jallianwala place, General Dyer with his forces occupied the exit gate, opening fire on the silent people who are gathered there over the Jallianwala place, without giving warning, without any giving place to escape. So General Dyer ordered his forces to fire till to the ammunition is over. Thousands of the people who are gathered there are wounded and killed because there is no exit. One exit is occupied by forces firing from that side. So this way, Punjabi feelings against this, all over India, whoever is taken honored by the English people, Rabindranath Tagore, others were, whoever given honors or awards, all surrendered the awards of Britishers by the great poets and Rabindranath Tagore and others due to the insult which was Punjab was put up in martial law. Hindus and Muslims were tied together, flogged on the floor, and their water connection, electricity connection disconnected. Martial law imposed. School students and all people were harassed in an unknown way, an unbearable way. So these people were harassed by General Dyer, governor, and army person, military general. So martial law imposed, punished large way. So against the Punjab killings, Jallianwala Bagh massacre, at the same time, World War I, Turkey was involved on the side of Germany. After World War, Turkey was punished. All its colonies were taken by England and the victorious powers. Turkey, Khalifa was insulted. Religious political head of the Muslims were insulted. All its territories were taken by Europeans. So thus Turkey became a small Turkey. They insulted Khalifa. So against this, all the Muslims of young Muslims of India roared against the punishment given to the Turkey or Muslims. during the World War period, Turkey will be treated good way, that way to getting the Muslim support in India. They were promised, but the promises were not kept. Then Turkey was punished, so that Muslims also joined hands with the Gandhiji. So that is way all the Punjab against Punjabi killings, Jallianwala Bagh massacre, against Rowlatt Act, and the Khilafat issue, non-cooperation movement is started by Gandhiji nationwide from 1920 to 22. 2 years non-cooperation movement in all over India started. Here by 1920, Indian National Congress is organized in provincial way, provincial level, district level, village level. The movement is started from village level, district level. Call, which was coming from the center, started the movement from the village level, district level, mandal level, and also provincial level, and also national level. The call coming from center is observed by everywhere all over India. This is way so Congress organization reached to the masses. Organization way they spread, so that is way non-cooperation movement, not to cooperate with the British, renounced the titles given, awards given by the Britishers, and also not only that, not to cooperate with British courts, establish the national courts, establish the national colleges, national schools, and burn the foreign, boycott the foreign, adopt the Swadeshi, Khadi, Charaka is observed. Wearing of Khadi cloth everywhere, Congress leaders everywhere from top to bottom level wear the Khadi cloth. Thus, the Gandhiji program of non-cooperation and Swadeshi, boycott the foreign, in picketing in front of the liquor shops, and wearing of Khadi and Charaka movement, Mal Charaka thread movement, and thus this movement has become an all India movement, and thus in addition to that, the civil disobedient movement, civil laws of the government is disobey, not to cooperate to the British, not to pay the taxes. So under this, in Andhra, coastal Andhra, here in Guntur district, Dugirala Gopala Krishnaya, Chirala Perala movement against the forming of Chirala Perala into a municipality. Against this, forming a municipality, raising the taxes, against the raising taxes, and forming municipality, a protest movement is started by Dugirala Gopala Krishnaya. Strong movement is led in Andhra, and also another movement in coastal Andhra, Pedanandipadu, Parvatani Veera Chaudhary, a village Patwaris, started non-cooperation to the British in collecting the taxes. In many ways, the British authorities have tried, but they failed in collecting the taxes. Parvatani Veera Chaudhary in Andhra, non-cooperation, not to pay the taxes to the government, revenue taxes to the government, that was also successful movement. And Dugirala Gopala Krishnaya, Chirala Perala against the municipality is also great movement. And against forest laws, reserved forest declared by the government, Palnadu forest Satyagraha by Kannaganti Hanumantu in the Guntur district. These three famous events are occurred in the Andhra, and also at Malabar. At Malabar, Muslims are not to pay the taxes to the government, and also Jamindars not to pay the Malabar Muslim revolt 1920, 21, 22 Muslim Muslim cultivators are revolted against the paying of taxes and paying of revenues to the landlords, Hindu landlords, and also government. That was also suppressed. So anyway, that was colored the Hindu-Muslim unity, Hindu-Muslim color is applied to that, and that will suppress the movement. So not only here, so many areas, civil laws were disobeyed. Women were joined hands with the Satyagraha, non-cooperation movement. Women gave her bangles, ornaments to the Tilak Swaraj Fund. Tilak already died. Tilak Swaraj Fund to meet the expenses of non-cooperation movement. Fund created. Thus, All India National Congress at Vijayawada Conference, Pingal Venkayya formulated the tricolor flag at Vijayawada AAC session. Thus, Indian National Congress became a permanent body by 15 members, committee members, permanent body, and also the provincial body, district bodies, and also local bodies are all over India. Bodies are established, permanent bodies are established, and the organization spread from the all over India. And also, movement has become, students were joined hands, students were boycotted, education was, Hartal movement was taken up by the students were punished, ousted from the colleges, schools, rusticated. So, thus, by joining of students, women, masses, peasants, non-cooperation movement, not to pay the taxes, peasants joined, workers joined. Thus, the movement became a mass movement. Yeah, and also national movement all over India. The movement was spread against the British. Thus this movement became a national movement, nationwide movement. Masses are joined into the movement. Thus, government of British frightened because of the all over India mass movement. And government was worried very much about the mass movement. Thus, Gandhi's stalwart movement, Satyagraha method, and truth-based method, non-violent movement was going on all over India with adopting the non-cooperation, civil disobedience, civil laws were disobeying in a non-violent, non-cooperation way. So this movement has become an all India movement. All corners of the people of India, Muslims and Hindus, Sikhs and all joined hands. Sikhs opened their Gurudwara and Hindus opened the Hindu Mahasabha leaders to preach their preachings in the Makkah Masjids, and also Muslims came in the Hindu Mahasabha, joined each other, so combined slogans. So this is way movement has become all India movement with unity of all the class and creed of the people of India, masses of India. And by that period, in 1922, at Chara Chauri in UP, Gorakhpur district in UP, 30,000 processionist, Indian National Congress workers processionist, against the processionist, some of the policemen were blockaded the procession. Then when they were blockaded, tear gassed, then enraged the processionists were burned, killed the policemen, 22 policemen, and burned the police station. 22 policemen were killed in that violent way. Chowra Chowri incident ultimately led to the burning of police station and killing of the 22 policemen. So Gandhiji thought that the movement was drawing towards the violent movement. dragging slowly towards the violent movement. Here, Gandhiji realized that people were not trained properly to carry the non-violent movement. So that is the reason he gave a call from Ahmedabad Congress session, Bardoli Congress session. Please stop the non-cooperation movement. Then there was a roar against the Gandhiji. When the movement was in a peak stage, Gandhiji gave call for the stopping of the movement, non-cooperation movement. Then young intellectual Subhash Chandra Bose and others criticized the Gandhiji. Up to this, many Congress leaders were arrested, but Gandhiji was not arrested. Why? Because up to this, Gandhiji became a mass leader. If Gandhiji was arrested, in between, whole India might be revolted. So that is due to that fear and frighten, Gandhiji was not arrested. Many Congress leaders, many agitators were arrested all over India, though they practiced a non-violent way. But Gandhiji was not arrested up to withdrawal of the movement. Why? Because he was a famous stalwart. Because if he was arrested, movement broke out all over India as a more than 1857 revolt all over India. It broke out as a mass movement. So due to that fear, Gandhiji was not arrested. So when Gandhiji was withdrawn the movement due to the Chora Chauri incident, violent incident, immediately Gandhiji was arrested and sentenced to 6 years rigorous imprisonment. Then the Congress leaders were split. Due to this, the Gandhiji called off the movement. Many people, younger people, disappointed, and some even elder people also disappointed. And some of the people, C.R. Das and Motilal Nehru, took participation in the election as a Swarajist, Swaraj party, council entry party. There was, so some of the Gandhiji gave call to the withdrawal of the movement and asked the constructive program. Constructive program is given to the Congress worker. Constructive program means Hindu-Muslim unity is one, and also Harijan upliftment, removal of untouchability, and women upliftment, and remove the degradation of women in Hindu society, eradication of untouchability, Hindu-Muslim unity, unity build of all the people, and also another one is that Swadeshi Khadi program, Charaka, and producing the Swadeshi cloth, wearing the Swadeshi cloth, purchasing the Swadeshi cloth, Swadeshi, adopting the Swadeshi, and unity of all the people. This one was the constructive program of the Gandhiji. So that some of the congressmen with the Gandhiji, those are called no changers. Sardar Patel and others, even Jawaharlal Nehru with the Congress, Mahatma Gandhiji, not to enter into the councils or not to participate in 1919 reforms, elections. Then some of these C.R. Das, Motilal Nehru, council entry program contested in the election short time, so that contested out of 42 seats were elected. One. However, by 1924, Gandhiji was released from the jail on the grounds of ill health. Then Gandhiji was compromised. Swarajist and no changers. Changers were the Swaraj council entries, and no changers were the Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel and Mahatma Gandhi, Vallabhbhai Patel, Nehru and others. No changes. So the constructive program. So both were compromised. Then council entry was also experimented. How far the 1919 reforms are working, diarchy is working at the provinces. It is only It is not full-fledged democracy. It is only power not given. Real power was not given to the Indians. Real power still in the hands of the Britishers, British governors, British viceroy. So only Indian representatives were increased in the council, legislative council. So the 1919, two houses are created at center, upper house and lower house. But Indian association are increased, but real power was not given to the Indians at center, and at provinces also real power was not given to the provinces. Only expensive portfolios are given to the Indian ministry, and money gathering portfolios were under the governor's control ministry. That is reserved for portfolios. So this way veto power is given to the governor. So this is way the non-cooperation movement. After this, what is happened? Differences arose between the Congress and also what happened? The differences also arose with the Muslims and the Hindus. By 1922, Mustafa Kemal Pasha was organized Turkey under European model. Khalifahood is abolition, and then Mustafa Kemal Pasha modernized Turkey. Here in India, communalism, differences between the Muslims and Hindus, encouraged by the British rulers. Hindu-Muslim communal violence started in India by 1924 when Gandhiji was released. He stated that it is only prayer to the God, not to do anything. Communal violence in that way. Muslim League Party leader Muhammad Ali Jinnah, 14 points demanded separate recognition to the Muslims, separate communal electorates already given, separate 1/3 seats must be given to the Muslims. And without Muslims, there should not be any. Already promised without Muslim cooperation, it would not practice. It would not pass any laws. Already Lucknow Pact agreed. However, again, Muhammad Ali Jinnah, 14 points of Muslim League Party established, then the communalism is emerged. But by 1927, due to the continuous agitation, and thus the movement, however, non-cooperation movement is without success is ended, but it was a given great result. What was the result is that the movement became a all India movement. All the sections of the people, women, students, peasants, industrial workers, all section of the people without caste and creed, all people are joined hands in the non-cooperation movements. Thus, the movement became a all India movement, mass movement. If any call comes from the Congress, thereafter, then immediately the people were in a position to respond. Fear of the government is faded away. Most important aspect is that earlier there was a fear of police. There is a fear of the government. Now there was no fear. Now Congress leaders are arresting and releasing because they were agitated in a non-violent method, non-cooperation way, non-violent satyagraha method, so that they were arrested and released. So this is way fear of arrest, fear of police, fear of jails was gone out to the people. The people became conscious about the self-confidence. They developed self-confidence, self-reliance, and then World War, other side world developments are also attracted. Agitations for the self-rule in rest of the world, all these movements were attracted to the people of India. Then movements became mass movement, and non-cooperation movement is a big result. What was, though it is dubbed as a failure movement, but it is a big result in the respect of a movement became all India mass movement. The fear of government, fear of police, fear of jails was faded away to the people. People were easily coming to the arrest. Agitation for free picketing, for any slogan coming to the Congress, because Congress slogan such a Gandhiji method is Satyagraha method, non-violent Satyagraha method, non-cooperation method. So that is reason the people were arrested, Congress leaders all over India, and released. So fear of the government, fear of police, fear of jails is all gone out. Now the people were ready to take up the any issue if call came from the National Congress. Then by 1927, what was a Simon Commission appointment with White Commission without including the Indians into that committee to further reforms. If people are not satisfied, 1919 reform, further going reforms are going to introduce further progress of reforms. Going to introduce for that introduction, Simon Commission is appointed with all white people against this white commission. Hartal, Band all over India against Simon Commission is observed in India. Thus, non-cooperation movement is ended with the Simon Commission. All the people of India again join hands against the Britishers. Thus, non-cooperation movement, Gandhiji has become a leader of the movement, mass movement. All the leaders are behind the Gandhiji, because Gandhi is the only stalwart, though not much intellectual, but he has power to attract the masses. Then identified with the poor people of India, poorest of the poor, and thus became a mass leader. The movement has become mass movement. His method of agitation was attracted. So that's first time non-cooperation Khilafat move way. All the people are united. That's all India movement. Movement became all India movement, though unsuccessful, but it is succeeded in several fronts in other aspects. So with this, I am stopping today. Right? Anything else? Vamsi Krishna and Ravali. Anything else from non-cooperation, Khilafat issue? Gandhiji emerged as a stalwart leader, mass leader. So any Vamsi Krishna, any doubts regarding this? My lesson, my lecture. Hello. Question? Any question to the topic? Vamsi Krishna, Ravali, and other 7 participants are there. So, any doubt? Shall I stop? Are you able to understand how the Gandhiji method is different compared to the earlier methods of boycott and Swadeshi? Gandhiji method is Satyagraha, non-violent and truth-based movement. This is a different movement from the earlier Congress people. Masses are attracted because of it is a truth-based, non-violent and non-cooperation is a smooth movement. So that movement became a mass movement. That Gandhiji emerged as a all India leader. Not only Gandhiji, Congress was organized all over India from top to the village level with permanent bodies. Right? Anything else? Right? Thanks. I'm leaving the meeting.